Chapter 14. Beginning of a Love Twist. Miranda's point of view. The following morning. I suddenly found myself waking up just as I saw the sun starting to come up through the window in the room. I lightly stretched and yawned, trying to decently wake up. I had listened to Harry and did what he suggested. I got plenty of rest last night. I'm actually feeling better than I was yesterday. I still feel sore some, but better than previously. I lay there in the hospital bed, thinking of me and Snape's past as I was trying to wake up more. Such as like when I snuck into his room to see him and ended up losing my virginity. That day when we had our first kiss in the middle of the classroom after class was over, and when we would suddenly stare at each other and look away quickly in the past. Honestly, I never felt like this before in my life. I know I shouldn't feel this way about him since he's my teacher and all, but I can't help it. Am I truly starting to have a love twist with my teacher? I turned over while sighing and found myself falling back asleep. I don't know how much time went by, but I woke up with the smell of the breakfast tray next to me. I sat up and yawned as I brought the breakfast tray closer to me. I started to eat the meal as Madame Pomfrey was checking up on me, pouring more medicine on my visible wounds and making sure I drank the concoction so that I could heal quicker. After all of that was done, I smiled softly, noticing Professor Dumbledore walking in to see me and sitting on the edge of the bed by my feet. He asked me, "Hello, Miranda. How are you feeling today?" "Hello, sir. My body hurts some for being sore, I guess, but I feel a little better than I did yesterday." "What about emotionally? I can tell that wasn't easy for you to deal with." "I don't know where to begin emotionally, honestly, sir. I'm hurt, conflicted, worried, a little uneasy, and have a strong, unexplainable feeling altogether. I'm feeling so many emotions all at once, I'm not sure how to handle it." "I appreciate you being honest with me, Miranda. After what I witnessed, I was hoping you would be honest. I care for your well-being, after all." I gave a tiny smile. "I appreciate it, Professor. This time of your life can be quite confusing, so it's important to have someone to chat with when necessary, especially someone in your situation. I'll admit that what occurred was extremely unnecessary, but alas, I've also never seen Severus get that way before." "How long have you known him, sir?" "Quite a long time, Miranda." "Professor, what made him get that way? I still don't quite understand, as I only did what he told me to do." "Did you tell anyone other than your friends about what happened between you and him? Be honest now." "No, sir, absolutely not. Other than my friends, no, and they wouldn't tell a soul. They wouldn't dare to cross that line with me." "You have wonderful friends, Miranda." "Yes, I do, sir, and I'm thankful for that." Severus explained to me that he believes someone must have gotten the word out about what you two did. I mean, I believe the same thing. Harry stayed with me yesterday and we talked about that, actually. He had a thought on who could have. "Who did he say, Miranda, if you don't mind me prying?" "No, not at all, sir. Harry thinks it could have been Malfoy." "Draco Malfoy?" I nodded my head. Harry and I started to think that maybe he could have overheard Snape and me, and that's how the word got spread about. If that is what occurred, you two should be more careful and be more aware of your surroundings. "Don't worry, sir. I've been thinking the same thing recently." There was a pause, and my eyes got wide, realizing something. "Wait a second. Sir." "Yes, Miranda?" "Were you trying to hint something at me just before?" "What do you mean?" "You said before that he and I should be more careful and more aware." "Indeed I did." He gave me a certain look that told it all without a word being said between the two of us. Before I could stutter to say anything, he said, "While it isn't appropriate for both parties, Miranda, I believe that one should follow your heart." "Are you sure it is quite all right, sir, especially me being intimate with him? If he desires the same thing, there's not much I can do to stop either one of you. However, it will be under my watch, but if it is what you want, I'm just fine with it." I smiled softly, even though I didn't have a clue if I should forgive Snape or not. "Thank you, sir." You're welcome. May I ask you something, dear Miranda? Yes, sir, of course. It's about Severus. What about him? How do you feel about him now? I couldn't say anything as I knew there was a reason why he was asking. Thanks to my actions, he said, I can tell that the two of you have some sort of love feeling heightening. I don't know anymore, honestly, Professor, about him or what to feel. Well, I have to say that Severus was crying last night when I went to talk to him. It looked like he was crying for a good while. Was he really? Yes, he was, and when I looked at him, I could tell that he was truly sorry for all of this. I don't know the reason for his actions, but I hope he doesn't do it again, although he did have much regret in his eyes. I was honestly speechless at this point. I mean, Severus Snape seems like a tough man who would take a lot to get him to cry like that by himself. I couldn't say anything except, I quite don't know what to say, Professor. Will you forgive him, Miranda? I'm not sure, honestly. I'm sorry for not being able to give you a certain answer. I understand where you're coming from, Miranda, and I know you're scared of something like that happening. I didn't say anything else as I watched him. It is entirely your choice, Miranda. I don't know what the right thing to do is, sir. Go with your heart, not with your brain. However, I think you should forgive, as it would be the proper thing to do, but not for him, for you. Also, I'm afraid if you don't, he might explode somehow or go on a breakdown of some sort. I know, Professor, I don't want him to get like that either, but what he did hurt me, and honestly, yes, I am scared. He then grabbed my hand as he looked at me with kind eyes. Miranda, I can tell that he's growing to have some form of love for you, and he cares about you. Quite more than just a normal student, I may add to that. I think you would be happy if you find it in your heart to forgive him. I also know that deep down, you love him too, even though you're trying hard to hide it from people like me. I looked down shyly, away from him, not knowing the right things to say. Alas, I should also say with caution that if you choose to be with him, I will be careful because what you walk into could be a toxic relationship. I think it may be already too late, sir, as I've already started to walk towards those steps. I know between me and him it's toxic and wrong. As I stated, Miranda, just be cautious is all. Severus is a complicated man and doesn't really love for a reason. That is all I'll say on the matter. I carefully watched him as he continued to say, Miranda, I hope you think about what I said and try to be happy. One can forgive, but never forget. But it's important to love at all costs, no matter what. Go with what you feel inside you, and don't second-guess yourself. I'll be watching from a distance for safety reasons. I'll think about it all, Professor, and go with my heart. I promise. And with that, he smiled softly as he said goodbye and left the room. I took a breath as I felt tears forming in my eyes from that conversation. While I was in deep thought about what Professor Dumbledore had said, I noticed that Hagrid was walking in to see me. Since I was able to walk, I got up out of bed and went into his arms as he held me tight, and I started to cry. Hagrid seemed startled at first, not knowing what to say or do, but he knew I always came to him whenever I needed comfort. With his arms wrapped around me tightly in a comforting embrace, he tried to calm me down, wiping my tears away. He led me back to my bed, and we sat on the edge of the bed. He asked me, What's bothering you, Miranda? All I managed to get out was, Snape. I know all about what happened, Miranda. Professor McGonagall told me the whole story. Oh, because Professor Dumbledore just left here from talking with me and seeing how I was doing after everything. I can't believe he did something like that to a sweet gal like you. I know I can't either. I looked up at him since he was much bigger than me. I don't know what to do, Hagrid. Well, how strong are your feelings for him? That's the problem, Hagrid. Even with everything bad that has happened, it's only made me even more confused because deep down, I have feelings for him that are very inappropriate in general between a student and a teacher. I wouldn't have given in to being intimate with him for my first time if what I didn't feel was strong enough to feel so right. As complicated as he is, Miranda, he would be a difficult person to love. I know, Professor Dumbledore started to say something of that sort, but I don't know why exactly unless it has something to do with something with his past. Even with all of his bad flaws, I can see past it all to feel some sort of love connection towards him. Well, considering you had bad experiences involving him, you may be headed for a toxic relationship, Miranda, and that will be dangerous for you. Unfortunately, Dumbledore mentioned the same thing, but also said that if it turns out it's what both me and Snape want, there's nothing he can do to stop us. He also mentioned that I need to go with my heart and not my brain. The problem is, I hate him for what he's done, Hagrid, but at the same time, the way he makes me feel, especially with a simple kiss, is something I cannot deny. I don't want to say that your age is a confusing time for you, but you can have some complicated feelings. It's alright, Hagrid. I know it's for me. I just wish I knew what the right thing to do is. My feelings for him are so complex it's driving me bloody mad. The best thing you can do, Miranda, is just talk to him about it. But Hagrid, I'm scared to face him again. I mean, when he's around me alone, it makes my heart throb like a drum. Sounds like you're on your way to your answer, Miranda. But is it the right one? Is this love twist worth the risk of it all? I'm afraid that's an answer only you will have to answer to, sooner rather than later. I gazed at him, deeply knowing he was right. I'm going to eventually have to decide what the right thing to do is. Is going towards a possible toxic and complex relationship with Severus Snape worth it? There are some things and feelings for him I cannot deny or ignore, no matter how hard I try. I'm unsure if I would even be able to stay away from him. But how do I know he even feels the same? Is what I'm conflicting in my head just a one-way street? Knowing I wasn't saying anything, Hagrid stated, "Go with the advice Professor Dumbledore gave ya. Go with your heart above all, Miranda." I mean, at the same time, I don't know if I even want to face Snape privately again after all this. I'm a little scared of him too now. I know you are, but you have to, Miranda. Running away from your problems isn't the best way to solve them. I reckon he's scared to face you again, too. I bet. He winked at me as I got what he was saying, making me giggle. He looked at me with a huge smile on his face. Now, keep that little smile on your face for the people who care about you, okay? Okay, I'll try my best to, Hagrid. Now, that's over with. How are you feeling today? I'm better some, but still sore. Been trying to get plenty of rest like Harry wants me to do. That's good. I couldn't go about without my day without coming by quick here to see how you were doing. I'm glad you did, Hagrid. Thank you. You're welcome. Don't forget to come by and see me sometime, alright? I won't, Hagrid, I promise. We talked for a few more minutes as I enjoyed his company. He then left afterward as I got back into bed again and started to really think about what to do. All I know is my relationship with Severus Snape is starting to turn into a complex love twist.